Jason sounds Carly alarm. Sasha gets fierce with Sidwell. Kristina arrested for murder plot. Will it be captivity or a padded cell? Let's get into it. General Hospital spoilers Wednesday. April 2nd, Jason sounds Carly alarm. Sasha gets fierce with Sidwell. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, April 2nd, reveal that Jason Morgan will sound the Carly Spencer alarm while Sasha Gilmore Corbin gets fierce with Jen Sidwell. Anna Devane will also hurl some allegations on Wednesday's show, so then's what observers can anticipate. First, Giovanni Gio Palmieri will angrily ask why Emma Scorpio Drake let herself get arrested when she knew she had a record. Emma will defend her conduct, but Gio will worry about how important legal trouble she's in now. Still, Anna will suspect ADA Turner is going after her granddaughter because she actually has a problem with Commissioner Devane herself. Next, Diane Miller will solicit someone for a job. There's a good chance it'll be Marco since he's indeed a counsel, and the show needs a reason for him to move from Miami. Who differently knows about this? Diane asks in Wednesday's exercise videotape. It sounds like some secrets could come out as Marco opens up to Diane and eventually gets hired at the law establishment. Marco will pay a visit to Winmere Latterly, so he'll likely be there to see his father. The substantiation points to Marco being Sidwell's son with Natalia Ramirez, so a family reunion should be on the way. Maxie Jones will ultimately give Lucas Jones another nudge to make his move with Marco. Lucas will get updates on some surprising news in the coming occurrences since Lucas will be living and working in Port Charles soon. As for Maxie, Brooklyn Quartermain, and Tracy Quartermain, they'll have a deception meeting and most probably bandy whether they'll move forward with a Sidwell cooperation. It looks like Brooklyn will state expostulations, but Maxie may point out that Sasha herself claimed she overreacted and supports doing what's stylish for deception. Sasha will let Sidwell know she kept her end of the bargain following the deal they struck. Sidwell may allude about other economic openings for Sasha if she plays her cards right, but she'll make it clear that there are limits to what she'll do for Plutocrat. While Sasha warns Sidwell, Laura Collins will sit down for a mess with Sonny Corinthos and maybe quiz him about his heart issues. Maybe Laura will agree with Jason and push Sonny to stop delaying his surgery, since it's so parlous. As they spoon in bed, Carly will tell Jack Brennan that they won't be suitable to spend as important time together. Whether that's due to the counterreaction they're facing as a couple or just work drama, Brennan may not be concerned. Carly and Brennan will in agreement on Wednesday's occasion, so they may promise they won't let any of the obstacles tear them piecemeal. Nonetheless, Jason will remain uneasy about Carly and Brennan's relationship, so he'll turn to Lucas for help at GH. Lucas has some fears of his own when it comes to Brennan and the trouble he poses to Carly's safety, but will there really be anything he can do? Although Lucas doesn't authorize, he may prompt Jason to back off since Carly doesn't let anyone master her around. Not indeed Jason. General Hospital spoilers say Jason will make some intimidating prognostications about the continued peril, but Lucas may argue that Carly is in charge of her own life. General Hospital Kristina arrested for murder plot. Will it be captivity or a padded cell? General Hospital sees Kristina Corinthos is in a mess of her own timber, and I anticipate that soon she could face tried murder charges. We're going to talk about consequences for her nearly killing Rick Lansing and seriously injuring Elizabeth Weber. So, once what Kristina did is exposed, as we know it'll be, is she going to wind up in Pentonville captivity or in a psych ward like at Ferncliff or Shady Brook? Let's talk about it. General Hospital Kristina's downcast helical and tone, gaslighting on. Kristina's downcast curl is absolutely out of control. She has always been a person who acted without allowing, and effects have gotten worse ever since she claimed she should be the surrogate for her family Molly Lansing Davis. I suppose we all knew from the get-go it was going to be a disaster. And also, of course, it was because Kristina decided she'd be the better mama rather of Molly. She induced herself of it.
And so she planned to keep that baby.
It's kind of the same kind of tone, gaslighting that Kristina engaged in when she said Ava Jerome pushed her. And it was an accident. We've seen on General Hospital Kristina's own recollections. She knows veritably easily she was pushed, she tripped and fell on accident. But she keeps saying it because she gets herself worked up. And I suppose she thinks, like a lot of people we know, that just arbitrary people that move themselves a taradiddle is the verity if they repeat it enough. They tone, gaslight. The car crash and Lucky's involvement on General Hospital. So she keeps belabor on making Ava pay for killing her baby. Indeed, Kristina's mama, Alexis Davis, thinks her son is hectically off the mark with that vendetta and that blameworthiness. So that's why Kristina cut the boskage lines on Ava's auto, so she allowed, but of course, she got Rick's auto rather. Mind you, when Kristina saw the crash and realized she'd harmed Rick, what she kept saying, like it was some defense, was, it was supposed to be Ava. Also, of course, Lucky Spencer shows up. And Kristina confessed to him that she meant for it to be Ava. She told him she cut the boskage line, not realizing it was Rick's auto. And without all the information in hand, Lucky advised Kristina to run back to Charlie's and pretend like she had been there the whole time. He was telling her to go set up a fake justification, but that was before Lucky knew that Liz was in the auto and injured. So, once the paramedics pulled her out of the wreckage, Lucky lost it. General Hospital consequences and implicit arrest for Kristina. Thankfully, Liz only has a broken leg, and she's going to be okay. Rick, he's a different story. Dr. Isaiah Gannon is trying to get him stable enough for exigency surgery. Easily, Rick is way far worse off than Liz. So I just don't see how Kristina is going to walk down from this mess without facing some kind of legal consequences. Lucky told Kristina to set up her justification, but the bartender knew she was ain't there because he formerly told Molly that. And on top of that, I do and see Lucky covering for Kristina after what he said about. Liz could have failed. And hopefully Lucky realizes that enabling Kristina is a dangerous thing because she might kill notoriety the coming time she spirals out of control, whether it's Ava, whether it's notoriety differently. So I feel like it's enough probably. I do and see how she can avoid it. She's going to be arrested. There are cameras far and wide these days, likely cameras in the parking garage where Kristina tampered with Rick's auto. And in case that were enough, all they've to do is look around. Kristina's fingerprints are presumably on the little line knives she used to cut the boskage lines, presumably on Rick's auto up underneath, where she'd have to go to cut a boskage line. They could presumably check her YouTube hunt, how to cut a boskage line. I just do and suppose it's commodity she'd know off the top of her head. Implicit suspects and legal ramifications on General Hospital. Given how important Sonny Corinthos hates Rick, he could be the original suspect. And we know that he and Jason Morgan were in Canada spooking that hitman at the time. But the PCPD can also say that Sonny had a speed do his dirty work, knowing he was out of city and would have a trip justification. So I feel like Ava and Rick, assuming he survives, are both going to want the perpetrator to face consequences. Once it comes out that it was Kristina, of course Ava will know that she was the intended target. And Rick only got hit because he was in her parking spot. Lucky might indeed tell the Bobbies that Kristina admitted Ava was the target. However, I could see Lucky perhaps staying quiet, but he loves Liz. If Kristina had harmed notoriety arbitrary. And Kristina's rash conduct nearly took her life. And if Lucky tells Liz what she knows. Also, I suppose Liz may press him to come clean to the police because she has heard Kristina saying that if she CA and be around her baby that failed. Also, Ava does and earn boredom. So Liz knows about her deranged vendetta because she was trying to get Liz to say effects that weren't true and that were hyped up about Ava talking to Avery. So Liz knows all about Kristina's wackadoo station, General Hospital Alexis, Ava, and the aftermath of Kristina's conduct. Ava formerly is fuming at Alexis and Sonny for not helping her with her plutocrat thing. And also Sonny trying to use her problems to steal guardianship of Avery back. And that came after Kristina goaded him into it. So what's really wild, Ava comes asking about Rick's condition at General Hospital. And also Alexis masticated her out and told her to go down. Ava isn't going to forget any of this when it comes out that Kristina tried to kill her. I could see Alexis trying to guilt Ava into not pressing charges, saying, it's a tit-for-tat thing. Kristina is worried because the baby failed. And, you're okay, so it all worked out, But that's not how the justice system works. And Alexis knows it. Ava faced a jury and was set up not shame-faced. Kristina should presumably be forced to face a jury as well. She needs some responsibility in her life. Implicit charges and Molly's response on General Hospital. Hopefully, Rick will survive, or it would go from Kristina facing tried murder charges to factual murder charges. I do anticipate Rick is going to live, and he's going to want Kristina fulfilled for nearly killing him, and Liz also. He doesn't like Kristina because she's Sonny's son, and Rick feels like Kristina gets all of Alexis' attention and Molly gets scraps, so lots of reasons for Rick to push for her to be fulfilled and not to hear anything differently about it. I also anticipate Molly to turn on Kristina over this murder plot. She's been annoyed for a long time because Molly sees that Kristina gets down with everything, and everybody enables her and cleans up her messes, generally their mama, Alexis. And of course, the timing's bad because Molly and Kristina just made peace. Now this trick may shatter any chance of them being sisters again. Molly's spooked right now. Her pater is fighting for his life. And when she finds out all this happened because Kristina was trying to kill Ava, she's going to flip. Molly may indeed push the DA's office to make Kristina to the full extent of the law because she's had enough. General Hospital insanity defense and mental health considerations. That could see Kristina transferred to Pentonville captivity on a multi-year judgment. Still, I would anticipate Diane Miller or Alexis to represent Kristina and argue temporary insanity. They may be suitable to argue this is all the result of grief over losing the baby, try to still condemn Ava, and also say that drove Kristina over the edge. I missed out that Alexis or Diane could get Kristina off without facing some kind of consequences, however. And let's face it, she needs some help and comforting. Alexis and Sonny aren't treating her as someone who's caught in a grief helical and needs some internal health comforting, which she easily does need. Rick and Elizabeth nearly failed because Kristina has no impulse control. No doubt Ferncliffe's psychiatric installation or Shady Brook is where Sonny and Alexis's son belongs. There's commodity deeply worried inside her. I do and suppose she deserves to be in Pentonville, but I surely suppose she needs a downtime. Kristina needs help and some tools to deal with her grief and trauma the right way, but she still also needs to be held responsible for the consequences of her conduct, because that lack of responsibility she's had up most of her life has led to this deranged jest where she thinks everybody's going to clean up her mess. I misdoubt Alexis or Sonny will be suitable to get Ava and Rick out of pressing charges, but we'll see. Kristina did the crime. Will she do the time? Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.